Series and Selena's Outcast. This is the news with the Outcast. I'm your host, John Olivia. I will be hosting the news today by myself. I'm normally accompanied by Justin from Brooklyn, or occasionally I am accompanied by the beautiful Luna Mons, but this week I am doing it by myself. Justin actually had to take his mom food shopping for Sunday dinner. Now, Justin doesn't live with his mom. Justin actually has a fiance. He's engaged, and they're actually trying to have children. But his father has passed away years ago, and he takes good care of his mom. So this is why him and I are good friends. We have a lot in common. We're both knockaround guys from Brooklyn, and we love our families. But anyway, like, share, subscribe. Before we start the news, I would also like to say, if anybody saw the video I did between Jeff Nadeau and John Elite, that invitation is still open. I actually texted both of them so they both know about the invitation, because their nonsense is still going back and forth. And I think it would be great if they would join me on my channel and had a civil discussion, a debate. I would be the moderator, and we put all this crap to bed. But until then, they're apparently still going at it. The invitation is still open. Anyway, I also would like to thank the new subscribers. In the last couple of weeks, I've had some really great videos that have done really well, and I hope will continue to do well. And I've gotten a lot of new subscribers. So thank you, and please enjoy the content. I have plenty of old content you can enjoy, and I have content coming out almost every day. And I can't say it enough. Thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the like button, sharing, and enjoying my content. Okay, but this is the news, and obviously, the big news is Pete Diddy. So apparently, Pete Diddy, let's see, this is from Newsweek, okay? Sean Diddy Combs, 54, could be facing a new set of legal woes after Homeland Security raided his homes, but some say he fled the country. The context: the hip-hop mogul's homes in Miami and LA were raided just weeks after he was accused of sexual misconduct and alleged trafficking, but some tracking his private jet claimed it landed on the Caribbean island of Antigua after Combs was questioned by customs officials at Miami airport on Monday evening. This was from TMZ. Okay, first of all, there are conflicting reports. Some people say he did flee. Some people say he didn't. Some people say he was on the jet. Some people say he wasn't. In Antigua, apparently you can't get extradited back to the United States, so it would make sense that if he went there. Okay, here's my opinion, and I'm going to keep it raw. This is far too common now. How long has this crap been going on? So now we got Pete Diddy. Before that, we had Epstein. Then we had Weinstein. I mean, you had the Bill Cosby thing. How much more of this proof that we are going to see that Hollywood is just infested with disgusting people? There are really, really cringy videos out there now of Puff Daddy, two of which I'm going to show you. One is him and Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber was really small, really young, and just starting out, where they're like talking about hanging out. Who the hell wants to hang out with a 14-year-old kid when you're in your 40s or whatever it was, late 30s or however old he was at the time? I don't know. The only time I would was like my nephew if I took it to a bowl game or something. But
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you haven't. I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
then there was Usher. Usher was on Howard Stern saying things like that he was 13 when he first met Pete Diddy, Puff Daddy. I don't know how many names this guy wants to Puffy Combs. I don't know how many names this guy's got, but whatever. He had 13 years old. He was at Pete Diddy's house and he saw things that he shouldn't see. He was basically alleged to, seeing sexual acts going on, but he alleged to it wasn't specific. And he was on Howard Stern saying this.
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
And this is like really cringy stuff because now you see what's coming out. So there's also reports coming out that there are videos that he's been hiding these videos. That's what these people are are looking for. That's what the feds are looking for. They're looking for these videos to show, because apparently rumor has it that not only did he like the sexual harassment treatment on women and underage, so and so. I don't know all the gist of it. Nobody knows the whole gist of it yet, but he also liked to videotape it. Okay. I guess you get to a point where you're so powerful, this is what you need to get off, and then you can make people do it, and you can make people shut up by paying them, which is absolutely disgusting behavior. And secondly, Justin Bieber was 14, Usher was 13. Where are the parents? I mean, I don't have children, but if I had children, and I know parents that would never, ever allow a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old go spend the night at some hip hop mogul's house alone. I mean, it's just, as a matter of fact, Howard Stern asked Usher, would he had let his kids stay at Pete Diddy's house if he was 13? And he said no. So what does that tell you? These people are creeps, and they just have this money and this power. And when did we stop? When did we stop protecting women and children? It seems like if you want to make a particular level of success, if you want to get to a particular level of success, you almost have to make a deal with the devil. And these are the things that you have to keep under your hat or participate in. Let's see what else is happening. Okay, so that Newsweek article also says law enforcement officers raided Combs' mansion in the exclusive LA suburb of Hominy Hills, which is also home to the Playboy Mansion. While Homeland Security did not confirm the reason for the raids, the Associated Press reported that 2 officials said it was part of an alleged sex trafficking investigation. Newsweek contacted Homeland Security and Combs representatives by email for comments. Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, said in a statement to media that it had executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. So this has been going on for some time. So they must be collecting a tremendous amount of information. They definitely probably have witnesses that are coming forward. This is going to get really interesting. Puffy is possibly in Antigua. He's possibly not. But the fact that there are rumors that he ran is making him look that much guilty. I know he did release a statement saying that he was innocent. He wants to keep any integrity. Just give yourself up and come forward and come clean, because it's at the point now where you really look like a disgusting individual. And I just can't believe how many reports there are like this in the last, 5 to 7 years. How long has this been going on? When did we stop protecting women and children? I don't know. I know I am Gen X. I know I come from the generation where we protect women and children. And I know women want their independence, and they don't say they don't need to be protected anymore. But when you have manipulators like this, or like Epstein, or like Weinstein, yeah, there are men that need to step up, and they need to protect women and children. Just like in that great movie, The Sound of Freedom, which I recommend everybody watch. That one guy had what it takes to go and put it all online and save some of those kids, which I'm sure it still goes on today, because it's just disgusting, and people will stop at nothing to become wealthy. All right, that leads us into the next actual article, because they are related, and that one is with 50 Cent. 50 Cent apparently had children with a person named Daphne Joy. 50 Cent seeking sole custody of his Daphne Joy son after she's named as alleged sex worker in Diddy's lawsuit. 50 Cent plans to seek sole custody of his and Daphne Joy's son, Sire, after she was named as an alleged sex worker in a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs in February, according to a new report. 50 Cent rep had no comment, and Joy didn't immediately return Page Six's request for comment. This is a Page Six article. It looks like the former drug dealer gangster that got shot several times in his youth, it seems like he's the only one with any integrity, and said, oh, you're involved in this? I want my children. You're not getting custody of you're not going to introduce my children into this sick, twisted life. And you have to applaud people like this. This is the type of man we need to protect our women and children. It's got to get to the point where we come together again and we say, hey, this is all wrong. This entire Hollywood scheme with underage girls and kids and women and manipulation, and this also ties into this this transgender thing where you take kids and you convince them that they could have a better life if they get a double mastectomy because they want to be a boy. We need to start protecting women and children again. When I grew up, we had communities, we had neighborhoods, and the neighborhoods did that. And the men in the neighborhoods did that. Those communities are gone. They're gone for whatever reason. We wanted to move into bigger homes. Social media isolated us. The whole idea of I don't need anybody. I don't need to depend on anybody. The idea of independence. Well, whatever it is, it's gone. Those communities gone, with the exception of communities that still have those traditional roles, like Indian families and Asian families and Arabic families and Jewish families and so on and so forth. But outside of those communities, people that are just white American or Black American that aren't included in those communities, it's turning into a free-for-all. And what's happening is a lot of people are closing their eyes to it, going, oh, it's not happening to me, so I don't want to see it. Sooner or later, I believe, even if it's a minority of people are going to get sick of this nonsense. They're going to get sick of this crap, and they will fight back. How they will fight back, I don't know. But people are going to start coming together. We see it a little bit in politics. We see people coming together in politics to fight against this crazy onslaught of gender identity and political correctness. You have the Donald Trumps, the Elon Musks, Dana White, Patrick McDavid, Joe Rogan, right? They're saying it through words, and they're saying through platforms, and they're convincing younger people, right? There's a lot of young kids in Gen Z, men specifically, boys specifically, that are now like basically internalizing masculine values again because of these guys. Because they see it and they say, hey, what we're doing is wrong, and what these guys are teaching us, we understand that it's right. It's natural to want to protect protect your wife or your girlfriend, to protect your children, to be a man of the house, to be a leader in a relationship, but to be a leader in your family. And these guys, the guys that I've mentioned, are actually awakening a younger youth. And I really hope that youth fights back against predators like this. And how do you fight back with predators like this? By being an active parent and saying, no, you're not going anywhere until you're 18, until you live in illness. While I'm your guardian, you don't go hang out with Pete Diddy, or you don't go hang out with Epstein or Weinstein. No, sorry. Okay. You have plenty of time to pursue dreams when you're an adult. But until then, you're under my guidance and you are going nowhere. That's how you can do it, okay? Because you are not of legal age to make your own decisions at this point. And I, as your parent, will make the decisions for you. But if you have these parents that, are just starstruck, like, oh, my son could be famous. Go ahead, take him. And you shouldn't be a parent. Or if you're one of these parents, well, you really shouldn't discipline them. You should let them do what they want and explore and so on and so forth. Yeah, after 21, they could explore. While they're in your house at 14, 15, 16 years old, no, they can't. Okay? Be an active parent. Understand that you need to protect these kids until they're able to go out on their own. The whole idea of parenting is to protect them and provide the skills that they need to go out on their own. Nobody really wants to talk enough about this terrible parenting, because I truly believe that this is a portion of the problem. The fact that we don't have fathers in the homes, but the fact that kids are being born out of wedlock, the fact that we don't have traditional values in the home. Because like I said before, if you look at the traditional communities like Asian, Indian, Arabic, Hasidic, Jewish, those communities are flourishing and they have solid traditional values. Of course, every community has their problems and the people are going to bring it up. But generally speaking, those kids, generally speaking, are not in trouble. They're not going to prison. They're not trying to be on the streets. They're going to school. They're getting educated. They have skills. They don't have children out of wedlock. I mean, you could go on and on and on. And this creates a flourishing community. These communities own homes. Some of the communities are so strong that if you are a politician in those areas and you are not backed by those communities, you're never getting in. You're never getting voted in. Go to Borough Park, Brooklyn, or Crown Heights, Brooklyn, where it's all Hasidic Jews. If you want to be elected, an elected official in those areas, oh, you better get on their good side because they're not going to let you in. I know this bothers me tremendously for one of two reasons. I remember a day when this would never happen. I remember a day, I'm 47 years old. I remember a day that if somebody touched the kid, that if somebody touched the woman, the men in the neighborhood would handle it. Now, whether you want to say it's right or wrong, that little bit of fear kept those creeps at distance. I'll give you a quick scenario, a quick story of what I mean. Now, I know I'm talking on a small level, and the Pete Diddy problem is a huge level, and the Epstein thing is a big level, and the Weinstein thing is a big level. But first, you start at the bottom, because if you protect the youth and you protect the women, they can't get to them. Quick story. I was living in Brooklyn. I had a friend, this girl, we were dating. She used to go to St. Joseph's College in downtown Brooklyn. So she used to have to take the train because we lived in Bensonhurst. And we were on the phone one day, and she said to me, you know, this guy would follow me home. He would follow me home. I would get off the train, and I would see him following me home. And he did it like 2 or 3 times. And then finally, the girl told me that she went into one of the cafes. There were these cafe restaurants on 18th Avenue. I believe some of them are still there. But we're talking 25 years ago. We're talking, right? Maybe longer. She goes in there. She's very scared. She's a young lady. She had to be maybe about 19 or so. And she said to one of the guys came out, and she said to him, there's this guy. He's following me. I come home from school every day from the train, and he follows me home. So they go outside, and I guess the guy is walking by, and she points to him, and she says, that's him. And he goes, okay, I know who that is. Don't worry. He'll never bother you again. And he never bothered her again. I don't know how. I don't know what. But anytime I ever talked to her again after that, she would say, no, I haven't seen him. He doesn't follow me home. I don't know. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen in neighborhoods anymore. I don't even know my neighbors' names. So if you have a community where you could just let anybody in, the poison is going to come in. And this is poison. These Pete Diddy scenarios and Weinstein scenarios and the Epstein scenarios, this is poison. It's poisoning our society. It's poisoning our culture. And I'm sorry that I'm going on a tangent, but somebody needs to say it. Somebody needs to come out and say it. I know I have a small platform, but I'm hoping that it'll grow. And thanks to people that like my content, it will grow. But we need to get back to basics. Men need to stop being men again. And we need to start protecting women and protecting children. And yes, if your son or daughter is 17, 18 years old, even though they are legal adults, depending on where you live, and they say, I want to go, whatever, this hip hop mogul invited me. I want to go to this VIP party, blah, 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 blah. Don't let them go. Stand up for what you believe in. And don't let these creeps, don't let these manipulators, don't let don't let this poison invade your family, invade your community, invade your society. And I truly believe if that we can get together, we can protect ourselves. Then there won't be any space for these creeps anymore. Anyway, until next time, that was the big news. I want to spend the majority of that on it. I'm sorry I got a little angry and a little emotional, but it does bother me when I hear things like this. Now, we don't know all the details, obviously, in the Pete Diddy. We don't know who's going to come forward yet. I expect that this is going to be huge. We don't know about the videotapes yet. We don't know who contacted the feds. We don't know anything yet. But I believe in the weeks to come, we're going to find out, because this is too huge of a story to ignore. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Serious Italians, Outcast, the news, and we will be back next week with the news. Later. Peace. Okay? If a woman is already off the leash and so on and so forth, then scratch that. Don't say women are off the leash. And that it had but and because you are not, scratch that out, okay? Scratch that whole part.